Bihar poll dates have been announced. The first phase of elections will be held on the 6th of November, and then the second phase will be held on the 11th of November. The counting of votes will happen on 14th of November. This is a departure, Padmaja, from 2020 elections when we saw three-phased elections. So clearly ECI has listened to the 12 political parties that requested the Election Commission of India to not have multiple phases of elections this time. Also, it's happening after Diwali, after the Chhat Puja. So clearly there's an emphasis on more voting. So, this is also the time when a lot of migrant voters will come back home in Bihar. So clearly a lot of emphasis on increasing the voter percentage and also reducing the gap between men and women voters.
Absolutely, because 28th is when you have Chhat, and that is the time when all the representations made by the political parties said you've got the Pravasi, as they are called, in Bihar. Large population goes to other states across the country. They will all be congregating just before the 28th. They will be coming back home. So the Election Commission has given them about a week to recuperate from all the festivities. And then on the 6th, the first phase is going to take place. Also very, very interesting, consistently the number of phases has gone down. So in 2015, you'd got 5 phases. In 2020, you'd got 3 phases. Now it's come down to 2 phases. Even though some parties had said in a comparatively smaller state like Bihar, perhaps only 1 phase should be enough. Get it done, because now you have a much better law and order situation. Let's get a quick word from our colleague Ankit Tyagi joining us from the ground. We have senior journalist Jayant Ghoshal also here with us in our studio. Ankit, so finally it seems that the opposition has managed to convince the Election Commission, at least on this they should be happy, कि कम से कम phase की चोरी नहीं की Election Commission ने. 2 phases now.
2 phases as was expected, 1 down from the last term in 2020. Of course, that was also the COVID time when 3-phase election took place in Bihar. Though the JDU, interestingly, wanted a single-phase election. That's what their representation to the Election Commission was. Now in 2 phases, 6th and 11th. I'm just waiting. In fact, the RJD office where I was in the morning, when in the anticipation of the election dates, they were saying that it will be interesting to see कौन सी सीट किस phase में डालते हैं. So there are still those doubts. Trust me, the questions on Election Commission, especially from the opposition, are not going to end just by 2 phases. But that's a relief for Bihar. A lot of people wanted the election process to be completed quickly. 121 seats in the first phase, 122 seats in the second phase. So evenly divided as far as the seats are concerned, almost on both the phases. And then, of course, the big day is going to be 14th in Bihar, whether Nitish Kumar, NDA, BJP get another chance after 20 years, or is Tejasvi Yadav going to be, what he could not do in 2020? Would he be able to do that? And what about Prashant Kishore? As I've been saying, that remains the
what are the X factors? We will spell that out for our viewers in just a second. But since we've been speaking of turnout, just bear with me, Vasudha and Ankit. I want to show our viewers the turnouts that have happened so far. It is very important to remember that the Election Commission will want as many people to come out. There's a lot of scrutiny with the poll panel, again and again being attacked by the opposition, saying that you are trying to short circuit the entire electoral process. So it will be in their interest to ensure that this time you have a higher voter turnout than even 2020. What has it been like so far? The turnout over the years in all the elections, let's show you what the trend has been like. It started in those infamous elections of 2005. Everyone speaks of Jungle Raj. Everyone remembers TN Station. They talk about how booth capturing used to take place. The Prime Minister has referred to it again and again, saying that people were not even allowed to step out. The Dalits were told, "Tumhara vote pad gaya hai, don't come." Low voter turnout, you had about 46.5%. It climbed marginally later, but it went to 52.7% in 2010, and then in the last elections you had a pretty healthy 57.5%. But what is critical to note here, and remember, this is the NDTV leaderboard, which you should pay close attention to, because this will really tell you who is the leader in terms of attracting the voter. What are the crucial factors at play? Here you see the women and what their turnout has been like. Around the time in 2010 is when the women surpassed the men, and then they went to 59.7%, almost 60% women, Vasudha, coming out to vote. So that's what the voter turnout has been like. And I'm guessing the Election Commission would want this figure to go up even further for it to come somewhere in the region of 60 to 65%. Vasudha.
That's right, Padmaja. In fact, the reason why this is also, the elections are also being held after the Chhat Puja is also because the Election Commission of India believes that a lot of women will also be coming back home, and this is one way of improving the vote percentage and also reducing the gap between male and female voters. Jayantata, help us understand, this is also the reason why both parties, both alliances are really focused on women voters, because we saw the JDU, BJP alliance also come up with a lot of SOPs for women, and especially the Mahila Rozgar Yojana, 10,000 rupees for 75 lakh women. That's a big thing in the state of Bihar. And this is a template that the BJP has been using for several states. But in Bihar, combined with Nitish Kumar's governance and the fact that he's already introduced, reservation in government jobs and also in local body posts, how does this really add up to the NDA's women empowerment agenda? And also, how is the Mahagathbandhan going to counter that?
You see, for the last few years and the few elections, consistently the women vote, it has become a strong consolidated women vote bank, and that is related to the women consciousness, literacy, rate of literacy, and I am onlooker of Narendra Modi's style also from since 2014. Consciously he has built women constituency strong. So Nitish Kumar's announcement, the populist announcement on women, what just you mentioned, and Narendra Modi's women constituency, this is a, amalgamation of center and state, double engine, everything. So I think it's a part of BJP's pan-Indian strategy on women. Now it's special reference to Bihar.
Right.
That is, we have to see.
Right. But Padmaja, I also feel that the 17 new initiatives that the poll body has announced today and has said that this is going to be a replica for other states is going to be critical. Let's go across to my colleague Aishwarya Jain, who joins us from outside the EC office. Aishwarya, help us understand what are the important announcements that the CEC Ganesh Kumar made today with respect to reforms in electoral process, because this election is going to be a referendum on the transparency of the Election Commission as well. Okay, let me go across to Ankit. Ankit, you heard my question. What is your sense of the kind of reforms that the ECI has announced? Clearly, the ECI also is under some sense of not pressure, but it also wants to ensure that the process is completely accountable and transparent.
I would actually say that the Election Commission has been under considerable spotlight and pressure by the opposition and, of course, the Supreme Court of India with the SIR as well. And that has triggered a lot of things that the Election Commission is doing. Of course, there are, certain of these things, whether you are bringing in color photograph of the candidates or, of course, the new voter ID cards, the number of voters being reduced in the booths. These are, things that Election Commission does periodically. So these are things that will happen, a few of the changes that the Election Commission would keep making to make the process of voting easier. We have seen over the last few years how things have changed as far as the voting is concerned. But more than that, I think whether this election, whosoever wins or loses this election, I don't think we have heard the end of this whole vote chori and the allegations on the Election Commissioner, on the Election Commission. If the opposition wins it, the BJP is going to, despite their loss, would go and say that, look, these are the people, those who were talking about vote chori, how have they won? And that hence it's proven that the elections in India are free and fair. If the opposition does not, then you will hear more vociferous, allegations as far as the Election Commission is concerned. So Election Commission is walking a very tight rope, on the sword's edge as far as these are concerned. But since you were talking about the
when
women
is that
vote,
hydrogen bomb coming? Is it going to be exploded before or after the Bihar elections? We've got the atom bomb. We've been waiting for the hydrogen bomb. When is it coming?
Well, we've been told that it's going to come very soon. In fact, Rahul Gandhi
What is this very soon?
Rahul Gandhi returns to India.
When is he returning?
I think late tonight or tomorrow morning is what we've been told. So clearly there's a lot of action on that front. But
maybe he's getting some uranium from Colombia as well.
Specific complaint to the Election Commission.
No, there isn't. And that is what Ganesh Kumar also underlined.
In the press conference he narrated.
Yeah. He said that, you've got periodically you have got people who came to us with their complaints in that entire period where you could actually register your complaint, you could ask for corrections. People have gone and registered their complaints. Actually, the CPIM, the left, has been the most active. They registered complaints with the Election Commission, but the Congress in particular has not sent any complaints to us. That is what Gyanesh Kumar said. And he said, listen, you want transparency, you please come, you give specific issues that you have faced, but it will be interesting, you know, on a more serious note, Jayantuda, it will be important to see what is this, if there can be any narrative changing expose per se. Yeah. And if that actually happens, it will also be a classic conundrum before the Congress. Yeah. You are saying the whole thing is fixed. Yeah. Then why are you fighting?
Vote chori. And Election Commission, what you mentioned, that left and other parties, Election Commission has acted on those complaints. So, if Congress didn't.
Correct.
So, after that, what is your hydrogen bomb or what is your atom bomb? I think वो दिवाली में होता है ना, पानी में भीग जाता है या कुछ फूटता नहीं है. So, it was there, bomb was there, but वो activate नहीं हुआ. So, your complaint, Election Commission addressed those complaints.
Can I add a couple of things to this?
Yeah. Why Congress?
I think Ankit wants to come in on this. Ankit.
You know, like you were saying, speaking about this hydrogen bomb, I think it's also part of the narrative. And this is what Rahul Gandhi and the opposition thinks, that with the Samvidhan khatre mein hai, if BJP gets 400, this is the new thing. Yes, there have been some serious questions, and I can point out few things which the Election Commission could have clarified and have not. But, very quickly, if you go through the trackers, whether Amitabh is doing those or others, those who are doing the trackers, SIR, especially among the opposition voters, and among the EBCs, the minorities here, the Dalits, is an issue. Whether that issue propels people to vote or not, that will be interesting to see. And one,
other thing is, Ankit, in the issue of SIR, as a voter, if my name is there, then automatically there is no vote chori, because as a voter my name is there. Yeah. If my name is not there, मैं क्या ही बिगाड़ लूंगी, because my name is not there. So even if I'm angry with SIR, how am I going to register my anger? Because my name is not there.
If you look at data, Magad seems to have the highest number of additions, Ankit, and Simanchal, the thing that I was discussing with Padmaja, also seems to have the highest number of deletions. Do you really think that this could have any kind of political reaction? Because opposition parties also seem to be at loss of sort of a reaction here, because the process seems to be done now, complete.
No, but if they are already saying if Simanchal has deletions, that means their perception is that their voters have been left out, and that is what at least they are trying to in fact tell their voters, that you are the one, that the lowest of the strata is going to get impacted. But what I wanted to very quickly tell you is that this has also created the whole SIR drive, the hydrogen bomb, and Rahul Gandhi's Yatra has also created some sort of a confusion as far as the Mahagathbandhan is concerned.
Okay.
Because Tejasvi Yadav only wanted to focus on this time. He has realized on the employment and on the bread and butter issues of Bihar, while Rahul Gandhi wanted to take the focus on the SIR. So that is why it has also created some sort of a confusion on the voters. What are the issues that the Mahagathbandhan, the top leaders, are going to hammer in before the election?
Let's quickly play out the first reactions that we are getting. Two ministers who hail from Bihar, Nityanand Rai and Giriraj Singh. What have they said after the announcement of the dates? Let's quickly listen in.
ये डेट चुनाव आयोग ने सभी राजनीतिक दलों से बातचीत करके ही 2 चरण और 2 डेट रखा है, ऐसा मैं मानता हूं, क्योंकि जो बातें बाहर निकल के आई थी यही आई थी।
चुनाव आयोग को बहुत बहुत आभार और धन्यवाद कि एक शांतिपूर्ण पारदर्शिता के साथ लोकतंत्र बिहार मनाए, इसके लिए विस्तृत योजना बनाई है। और बिहार लोकतंत्र की जननी भी है। लोकतंत्र की जननी वैशाली इसी बिहार की पावन भूमि में है, और जो 2 तारीखें तय की गई है वह बिहार के चुनाव के लिए बहुत ही अनुकूल है और यहाँ बिहार के लोग राजनीतिक सोच के लिए पूरे देश में जाने जाते हैं और मैं स्पष्ट रूप से कहना चाह रहा हूं कि
That's Union MOS Nityanand Rai welcoming the announcement of Bihar polls by the Election Commission of India. Mrityunjay Tiwari, who's RJD spokesperson, joins us now. Mrityunjay Tiwari, what do you think of ECI's announcement today? RJD also met with ECI team और आप लोगों ने भी बहुत सारे demands रखे थे. What exactly do you have to say now that the election is going to be conducted in 2 phases?
देखिए, अब तो इलेक्शन का डेट क्लियर हो गया है, इसलिए अब हमारी तैयारी पूरी तरह से जनता के बीच में जाने की हो चुकी है। जनता के लिए श्री तेजस्वी यादव जी ने एजेंडा सेट कर दिया है कि हम पढ़ाई, कमाई, दवाई, सिंचाई, सुनवाई, कार्रवाई वाली सरकार बनाने के लिए बिहार की भलाई की लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं और इसमें जनता तेजस्वी जी महागठबंधन के साथ है। 20 वर्षों का हिसाब जनता नीतीश सरकार से, एनडीए सरकार से मांग रही है। 20 वर्षों में बिहार में आखिर क्यों गरीबी में नंबर 1, पलायन में नंबर 1, बिहार बेरोजगारी में नंबर 1, आखिर बिहार को इस तरह से क्यों दुर्दशा देखना पड़ रहा है? 20 वर्षों से जनता ने भरोसा दिया, लेकिन अब तो भ्रष्टाचार, अपराध सब चरम पर हैं। जनता ऊब चुकी है। जनता की पुकार है, हमें तेजस्वी सरकार चाहिए जो नौकरी की भरमार करेंगे, जो बिहार को
मृत्युंजय जी
सरकार
मृत्युंजय जी, यहाँ पे तो अभी से ही जदयू ने बोल ही दिया है कि 2025 इस बार भी नीतीश। कल नित्यानंद राय, अभी हम उनकी बात सुन रहे थे, वो एक बार फिर से याद दिला रहे थे लोगों को कि देखो जंगल राज दोबारा आ जाएगा। सचेत रहिए।
जनता क्या कह रही है? जेडी तो कहेगी, जनता कह रही है 2025 नीतीश फिनिश।
नीतीश फिनिश
2025 में नीतीश सरकार फिनिश, तेजस्वी सरकार आएगी, ये जनता कह रही है। आखिर क्यों वोट दे जनता? 20 वर्षों का हिसाब कौन देगा? ये तो सरकार को देना पड़ेगा। सत्ता की मलाई खाने के लिए 20 वर्ष तक खाते रहे, जनता की भलाई की चिंता नहीं की। एक कारखाने, उद्योग नहीं लगे बिहार में। बिहार में बेरोजगारी, बिहार में अपराध, भ्रष्टाचार किस कदर है। हर मामले में चूहे पर दोष दिया जाता है कि चूहा बांध को उतर गया, चूहा शराब पी लिया।
बट मिस्टर तिवारी, लास्ट टाइम ऐसा लगा था कि कांग्रेस जो है आपकी अलायंस में वीकेस्ट लिंक थी और सिर्फ 19 सीट जीत पाई थी। इस बार आपको लगता है कि क्योंकि आरजेडी ज्यादा इस बार जो है एक्टिव है, आपको लगता है कि इस बार कांग्रेस को कम सीटें मिलनी चाहिए?
देखिए, सबको उचित सम्मान मिलेगा। यहाँ सीटों को लेकर कोई किचकिच नहीं है, सिर्फ फुटबॉल नहीं है। 243 सीटों पर, 243 सीट पर हमारा महागठबंधन अलायंस चुनाव लड़ेगी। किसको कितना सीट मिलेगा सब तय हो चुका है। अब 1-2 दिनों में इसका घोषणा हो जाएगा। कांग्रेस पार्टी हो, चाहे हमारी लेफ्ट पार्टियां हो, वीआईपी पार्टी हो, हम राष्ट्रीय जनता दल हैं, सब लोग मिलकर चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। यहाँ सीट हमारे लिए, इसके लिए कोई मायने नहीं रखता है। हम बिहार को बचाने के लिए, बिहार को बनाने के लिए लड़ रहे हैं।
जी, first question to Tuhin Sinha, are you satisfied 2 phases is where eventually the elections are going to take place just a week after Chhath? Tuhin Sinha.
Absolutely, we are always satisfied because we are always hands-on. I think, the leader of opposition who's still gallivanting in South America needs to decide whether he would be campaigning from there or not. But since we are extremely hands-on, we are always a 24/7 party. We are happy with any schedule. The point is, the opposition believes that in Simanchal, vote chori would be a big issue. We believe that, the flight service of Indigo, which is going to reduce the distance between Purnia to Delhi by a good 22 hours, that's going to be the main issue. Because a train journey from Purnia to Delhi, Purnia, which is right at the border, would take a good 24-25 hours. Now that's going to take 2 hours. So I think, people have got used to the development agenda
We have a reaction from Tejaswi Yadav, RJD leader. He has reacted on X and he says Bihar is eager for change. He's also said that Bihar is eager for change, and this is his first reaction after the announcement, the poll announcement that was made by ECI today of two-phased Bihar elections. Tejaswi Yadav, former Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar, RJD leader, reacting after the poll announcement. Back to Tuhin Sinha. Tuhin, Tejaswi Yadav saying that this is time for change in Bihar. Do you see that happening? Because this time there's also Prashant Kishore factor. 2005, it's a long time.
Just a second, let me actually read out in detail what he has said. Hold on a second, Tuhin Sinha. You keep talking about Jungle Raj. Actually, a very long post by Tejaswi Yadav where he's saying 20 साल तक बिहार ने क्या-क्या नहीं सहा, दुख, पीड़ा, जख्म, अपराध, मारपीट, गुंडाई, हत्या, लूट, चोरी, बलात्कार, मुजफ्फरपुर, बालिका गृहकांड. You can spend a lot of time reminding people of Jungle Raj. They're saying your 20 years. Nitish Kumar was the real Jungle Raj, Tuhin Sinha.
देखिए, पिछले 3 महीने में निश्चित रूप से क्राइम में इजाफा हुआ है, जो बहुत दुखद है. But if you still look at the overall crime rate, the difference is 4.4 for the period, 4.4% for the period between 1990 to 2005 and 2.2% for the period between 2005 to 2025. अब इस 20 सालों में हुआ क्या है ये मैं बताता हूं. जहां 300 किलोमीटर ग्रामीण सड़कें थी, 1 लाख से ऊपर है. जहां 3300 किलोमीटर नेशनल हाईवे का स्ट्रेच था, आज 6000 किलोमीटर से ऊपर है. तो तेजस्वी यादव को लग सकता है कि लोग चेंज चाहते हैं, लेकिन बिहार कभी उस अंधकार के युग में नहीं जाना चाहता जहां लालटेन की जरूरत पड़े. On the contrary, the slogan in Bihar this time and even in the last time was that अब काहे करे विचार, ठीक है तो है नीतीश कुमार. That is the essence of pro incumbency which Bihar believes in.
2020 was also a neck and neck fight, yeah. So clearly there is a sense that there are some people and a huge section that's looking for change. I know that 2024 Lok Sabha elections worked very well for you. The by-polls worked for you, but clearly something happened in 2020 which led people to think that not all's well in Bihar.
So let me address that also. BJP got about 75 seats. It was JDU which got 43 seats. This time, JDU, if you ask anybody on the ground, is far, far stronger than it was on the eve of 2020. So
why? Because you have convinced Chirag Paswan. That's why. Why is the JDU suddenly far, far stronger?
One prediction which I would like to make today is Prashant Kishore is going to pack his bag again and get back into consulting, because even this election is a consulting assignment for him. He's the B team of Congress party. The Congress party is the Jamanat Jabt party of Bihar. Last time out of 70 seats they contested, they lost their deposit in 50 seats. This time, even before the elections begin, the main battle is going to be the seat sharing battle between RJD and Congress party. And RJD, if it has to have any chance of winning, will not allow more than 50-55 seats to the Congress party.
Okay, how lovely. You are absolutely confident and you're making predictions about how many seats the Congress is going to get, what their equation is in the RJD. You first tell us about your equations also, but I'll come to that in just a second. Let me draw in Manugya Lohewal, our colleague also, who's been, who's tracked multiple elections in the Lok Sabha, in the Assembly in Bihar. Another very interesting part of what Tejaswi Yadav has said. It's almost like a mini manifesto, what Tejaswi Yadav has just said, reacting to the dates. First, he's listed out कि क्या-क्या परेशानियां बिहार को हुई हैं. Now, in the second line, he says, बिहार को ऐसा सीएम चाहिए जो अचेत, अस्वस्थ अवस्था में होकर अनेक मानसिक बीमारियों से पीड़ित ना हो. ऐसा मुख्यमंत्री जो हाथ जोड़कर गिड़गिड़ाए नहीं, बल्कि बिहार के हक में शेर की तरह गुर्राना जानता हो. So first he is hit out at what he is trying to project as JDU BJP's Jungle Raj, and now that very, very sore point, Manugya, of what the Chief Minister's health is really like. Manugya.
Well, it was an issue in the last election also, but it seems to be a bigger issue in the upcoming elections, especially with the recent videos that have come up and also blaming and the blame game just getting harder. We will give you an idea on what it stands for. Number one, the BJP and the NDA have been standing by Nitish Kumar all through thick and thin, knowing it very well that they know that Nitish Kumar still has an acceptancy as Sushasan Babu. Remember how it started in 2005 until 2025. It's been a span of 20 years. He has swung sides, he has changed sides, but now it will be very important to see on where the ball goes, or rather which court the ball hits on. second and most important point which will be in this upcoming election. I think Mahagathbandhan has been talking about various issues, but here there's a difference of issue when it comes to Congress or Tejasvi Yadav. Tejasvi Yadav is going absolutely local, and he's the real local for vocal, who's talking about issues which are affecting the common man on ground, be it the education, be it the protest of students, or be it the unemployment that has been taking a lot of rage and has been a part of the entire campaign, especially the opposition on the ground. But when you talk about Congress has been focusing on SIR, which also has not been a very, very important or a pertinent issue with Tejasvi Yadav, but Tejasvi Yadav hitting it right, just on the nail, knowing it where the issues would be changing and transforming, on whether these issues will be of too much of importance on ground.
Important point, Panogia, that you point out that the SIR is an important issue. In fact, Padmaja, I think it's a referendum on the issues that Rahul Gandhi also picks up, because if BJP, if Bihar goes the NDA way, then clearly there would also be questions asked on the kind of time that the Congress chose to spend on vote chori and the SIR campaign. Jayantoda, how do you look at the kind of time that Congress party chose to spend on SIR and the vote chori campaign? Because clearly that is something I don't think Tejasvi Yadav was completely happy about. It also led to, these tensions within the parties, because Tejasvi Yadav said that he was ready to work to make Rahul Gandhi the Prime Minister of the country in 2029. But a similar response did not really come from the Congress party.
Actually, this is the interesting political equations between Rahul Gandhi's Congress and Tejasvi Yadav, because Rahul Gandhi's issue is vote chori, and Tejasvi is thinking that vote chori is not in the ground level, it is not working. I think Rahul Gandhi is a amateurist. He is not going to every villages of the Bihar to understand the ground reality. Tejasvi is more conscious on that, and he is trying to focus on the anti-incumbency of Nitish Kumar government, and because change is a opposition's main political campaign is change, and if you focus your change, this slogan, then you have to go for the non-governments, misrule, law and order. And this vote chori, if people are not reacting, and if you want to make the issue, first you have to understand.
You think people are not reacting? That this is not striking a chord with
the ground reality, if it is reacting, we can see the people are coming to the election commission, and their election commission has announced through mobile also, you can make a complaint. There are a lot of digitalization on the election commission sites and everything, and the response is very feeble. So why? That means this public interest on this issue is less. What Rahul Gandhi thinks that it is atom bomb, but the people, they are not responding in that way. But Tejasvi is very intelligently trying to project that misrule of the government.
But Jayantoda,
I don't know.
I'm a little confused, because maybe Manogya and Ankit will be able to give us a better idea. You're saying that there is a little bit of a difference between both of the alliance partners on the issue of vote chori. Now, Manogya, but the thing is, I have seen multiple rallies of Tejasvi Yadav. This time, of course, I was watching it online. He's also repeating vote chor, gaddi chor in most of his rallies. So if he is trying to keep the focus only on jobs, then why is he appropriating Congress's vote chor, gaddi chor if it's really not striking a chord with people?
Well, there is one thing very sure, that he's seen and he's grown up with his father as the chief minister and also sitting in opposition. But he knows it very well on what would be the exact pulse of Bihar. Being a local boy and a homegrown politician, Tejasvi Yadav would have more pulse of anyone in Bihar when it comes to Mahagathbandhan. But you also to understand that Congress has been raising the issue of SIR, considering that it will have multiple impacts in days to come, and it could have a ripple effect in the other elections also, and Congress knows it very clearly that this is an issue that has to be raked up at the top level, and Congress, being a national party, can do it with a lot of ease and can do it with a lot of content also. However, with the election commission stating and addressing that not many complaints have been received from various political parties who have been claiming that there has been vote chori and there have been allegations of vote chori. This, of course, comes at a time when this will be a big issue. However, Mahagathbandhan seems to be on various, I would say, the focus
a little
and
confused.
the dilemma both is
not
at a
really
higher level.
certain where they stand. Are they both backing this
I wouldn't
particular
say
slogan?
But,
Is
but
there a
I would say the
difference?
priority list, Padmaja, I would say that the priority list is different when it comes to the number of issues and the order in which they would be listed.
Okay, and since you spoke of the priorities and the list in front of both, let's put out a list of our own. And in fact, our contributing editor Ajit Jha listed the X factors that are going to be at play this time around. 5-6 main things that are going to be decisive or could be decisive: unemployment, anti-incumbency against NDA government among young voters, out-migration, the lack of jobs within Bihar. That's what Tejasvi Yadav Congress keep talking about. Why do people have to do palayan? Actually, you've had PK talk a lot about this, that why has it just become commonplace for people to assume that people from Bihar are going to leave after Chhath? Why can't you get jobs here? That's point number 2. 3, corruption, low-level corruption. Talk to anyone in Bihar and they will say that the chief minister has delegated a lot of responsibility and there is low-level corruption in the bureaucracy that is taking place. Liquor mafia, sand mafia, SIR, we already discussed that. 67 lakh names initially deleted for the first time. Women voters, Nitish has 30 plus gender gap advantage over his rival Tejasvi Yadav. The main cause of pro-incumbency is that you've got women on Nitish's side pretty conclusively.
Right.
Decline of education, the quality and quantity of schools, colleges are up. The quantity is up, the quality has declined, and of course the paper leak. Infiltrators, again and again, the Prime Minister talking about Ghuspaithia, talking about the demographic mission. Let's discuss each one of these points, Vasudha, one by one, because like we've said, this is going to be key. Unemployment, anti-incumbency, and the youth being disillusioned. Again, and one major problem for the NDA here is, you've got a large population of voters who are going to be first-time voters. They weren't even born when this so-called Jangal Raj were there. Absolutely. So if you're an 18 to 25 age bracket, either you were 2-3 years old or you weren't born. Absolutely. That's why the Prime Minister in one rally, remember, said, आपके घर में आपको कहानी बतानी चाहिए कि कैसे लड़कियां निकल नहीं पाती थी, ट्रेन आप पकड़ नहीं पाते थे, आपकी गाड़ी लूट लेते थे. Have they managed to convince those first-time voters?
But Prashant Kishore has been saying that this is about the children of Bihar. He is telling people that apne bachchon ke liye vote kijiye.
Correct.
And if you see the BPSC protests that happened, Padmaja, these were all candidates, these were all people from the age group of 17 to 35. So clearly, young voters are going to be very important this election. Prabhakar joins us. Prabhakar, how important are young voters this election? What do you have to say about the kind of announcement that the poll body has come up with? Who does it benefit?
Yeah, that's.
Is also getting a first reaction from someone. We'll try and cut across to him in just a second. Oh, all right, he's back. Prabhakar.
Yeah, so we are joined by Mr. Dilip Jaiswal, who happens to be the state president, BJP state president here. So first, let's listen to him, and I'll be coming to your question.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एनडीए गठबंधन पूरे उत्साह और आत्मविश्वास के साथ चुनाव आयोग द्वारा घोषित तिथियों का स्वागत करता है। चुनाव आयोग ने 2 फेज में चुनाव कराने का फैसला लिया है और 2 चरण में, पहला चरण 6 नवंबर को और दूसरा चरण 11 नवंबर को होगा और 14 नवंबर को फिर बिहार की जनता एनडीए गठबंधन की सरकार बनाने का निर्णय देगी। हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि इस बार भी जनता लोकतंत्र को मजबूत करने के लिए एनडीए के विकास की राजनीति को आगे बढ़ाने का और भारी संख्या में मतदान करने का काम करेगी। बिहार की जनता विकास को प्राथमिकता देगी और एनडीए की सरकार ने जिस तरह से पूरे बिहार के अंदर विकास का जाल बिछाया है, पूरे बिहार के अंदर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बढ़ाने का काम किया है, बिहार की जनता एनडीए को भारी बहुमत से सरकार बनाने के लिए तैयार है। एनडीए गठबंधन इस चुनाव के लिए पूरे तरह से तैयार है और हम एकजुट हैं। हमारी चट्टानी एकता और बार बार एनडीए का जो हम लोगों ने सम्मेलन किया है, इस पर यह विश्वास और भी प्रचंड रूप से मतदाता के बीच गया है। एनडीए ने बिहार को जंगल राज के अंधकार से निकालकर विकास की नई रोशनी के बीच लाने का काम किया है। सड़क, बिजली, शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य और उद्योग सहित हर क्षेत्र में हमने नए मानक स्थापित किए हैं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री नीतीश कुमार जी के नेतृत्व में एनडीए गठबंधन प्रचंड बहुमत से 14 नवंबर को यह चुनाव जीतने का काम करेगी। और इसके साथ साथ बिहार के युवा, महिलाएं, किसान, गरीब, मजदूर, दलित, वंचित, पिछड़े और अति पिछड़े सभी वर्ग इस बार एनडीए के साथ चट्टान के तरह खड़ा है। इस बार की जीत एनडीए की केवल जीत ही नहीं होगी, बल्कि अब तक की सबसे बड़ी ऐतिहासिक जीत होगी और जो आने वाले वर्षों में बिहार के स्वर्णिम भविष्य की गारंटी देता है। इस बार बिहार नरेंद्र मोदी जी के गारंटी पर और नीतीश कुमार जी के विकास पर अपना मतदान करेगी और 14 नवंबर को परिणाम ही घोषित नहीं होंगे, बल्कि बिहार की जनता फिर से एनडीए का भारी बहुमत से सरकार बनाने का ऐतिहासिक फैसला करेगी।
दिलीप जी, आप लोगों ने मांग की थी कि एक फेज में चुनाव होना चाहिए।
नहीं, मैंने कहा था 1 या 2 फेज।
आपने 1 फेज कहा।
बीजेपी 1 या 2 फेज तक कही थी और हम लोगों ने 2 फेज के लिए भी सारी तैयारी हम लोग करेंगे। चुनाव आयोग का जो फैसला हुआ है हम उसको पालन करेंगे।
कैसी तैयारी सर आप लोगों की, चूंकि गठबंधन में अभी घोषणा हो नहीं पाई, अब तो चुनाव की घोषणा हो गई, कब तक आप लोग कर लेंगे सब कुछ?
देखिए, जैसे चुनाव की घोषणा।
All right, so we've also got a reaction coming in from Home Minister Amit Shah. The first reaction after the dates have been announced. Amit Shah there taking to Twitter and obviously he is saying that this is going to be a big win. He said चुनाव आयोग ने बिहार विधानसभा चुनाव की घोषणा कर दी है। लोकतंत्र के इस महापर्व के लिए समस्त बिहार वासियों को बधाई। मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में एनडीए सरकार ने बिहार को जंगल राज से निकालकर अंडर द प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स लीडरशिप एनडीए गवर्नमेंट हैज टेकन बिहार फ्रॉम जंगल राज टुवर्ड्स अ डायरेक्शन ऑफ विकास एंड सुशासन। आज बिहार गरीब कल्याण के साथ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, स्वास्थ्य, शिक्षा हर क्षेत्र में ऐतिहासिक बदलाव का साक्षी बन रहा है। I believe that Bihar is going to be choosing the politics of विकास। विकास की राजनीति को ही बिहार की जनता चुनेगी। I want to emphasize and I wonder if you're reading too much into this. We'll get in Prabhakar, Vasudha and Jayantodar also on this. The line which says मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में एनडीए सरकार ने बिहार को जंगल राज से निकालकर, there is no mention of नीतीश कुमार over here. The first reaction says मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में एनडीए सरकार ने बिहार को जंगल राज से निकालकर विकास और सुशासन की दिशा दी है। Am I reading too much, Vasudha?
Let's get in Tuhin Sinha on this because I'm not going to comment on this. Tuhin Sinha, are you there with us?
And I think Pooja Tripathi from the Congress is also there with us. Can we please also take her on screen? Tuhin Sinha, where is Nitish ji?
Yes, and the fact that, what is Nitish Kumar this time for you guys?
We are fighting the elections under the leadership of Nitish Kumar ji, and in fact our actions speak louder than words. Look at 2020 elections. Nitish Kumar ji at one point of time had said he's not interested in being the CM. We persuaded him to be the CM. So, our alliance partners are ideologically rooted, unlike the Congress party, which is going to fight with the RJD. And I don't see any problem, I don't see any issue in Nitish ji continuing. Rather, when Tejasvi Yadav, makes sly comments on his health, I think, he should be a little introspective about his words, because, there have also been rumors about his health. There was a recent interview where he was stammering throughout. Either that's the effect of the company which he's keeping, because Rahul Gandhi invariably, tends to be a little, not very.
But will it be Nitish Sarkar or NDA Sarkar?
NDA Sarkar under the leadership of Nitish Kumar ji in Bihar.
Okay. At least you're committing to it, even if the Home Minister has said कि मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में.
Yeah, but Tuhin, you know, the fact that you're from the BJP and BJP, yeah, the fact that BJP has been growing and significantly improving its vote share, does that also mean that BJP is in a favorable position, right? Because Lok Sabha, you performed well, you know, despite the opposition performing well in other parts of the country, including in UP, but Bihar was fine for you. And the fact that even in 2020, it was BJP that did better than JDU. So the BJP clearly is in a position of dominance here. Does that make you happy? And does that make you in sense of, you know, is it a decisive...
Well, we always attempt to be in that position in every state. And I can tell you the deciding factor over here is going to be the women voters. In unprecedented numbers, maybe 75-80% of them are going to vote one way because, you know, Nitish Kumar's government, right from 2006, when, you know, when Bihar became one of the first states to implement 50% reservation for panchayat elections. Up to last Friday or last week, when Mukhyamantri, you know, Mahila Rozgar Yojana was implemented, the number of things which we have done for upliftment of women, I think is unparalleled.
Okay, speaking of women, we are joined by Pooja Tripathi, national spokesperson of the Congress as well, Satish K. Singh. We have senior journalist here with us in the studio. Pooja Tripathi, first of all, two-phase election, and the first shot off the block by the BJP was, we are confident we are going to form the government. Your party leader, the most visible face, is not even in the country. They're saying, look, election dates announced, he's not in India.
I think the first रुझान जो इलेक्शन कमीशन के चुनाव के नतीजों के बाद आए हैं, that is अमित शाह जी saying कि मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में he conveniently skipped Nitish Kumar and put my fellow friend Tuhin in a very, very difficult position. I'm sure Nitish Kumar is on the line to be Eknath Shinde too, and I'm commenting on his health. This was the same BJP who was actually, you know, up in arms against Odisha CM's health. He is not mentally stable, things like that. And now they act all holier than thou. But very, very difficult days for Nitish Kumar because पूछ रहा है बिहार क्या ठीक है Nitish Kumar? Because we all saw Nitish Kumar in yesterday's meeting doing this for complete 40 seconds. So actually everybody wants to know क्या ठीक है Nitish Kumar, but Mahagathbandhan is rock solid. Mahagathbandhan
पूछ रहा है बिहार क्या ठीक है नीतीश कुमार?
ये बिल्कुल ठीक है. ये तो पिछले एक साल से पूछ रहे हैं ये लोग. राहुल गांधी कितने दिन तक नवरात्रि मनाएंगे ब्राजील में, चिली में? That is the important question. You know, is he perhaps going to return after the elections? That's the important question over here. After being so hyperactive on the vote chori issue, he's suddenly not to be seen, and that I think is what tells you the story.
Again. But the question is
that's a very valid question because you send out a message of, you know, amplifying momentum with that huge SIR exercise, 22 districts, you know, 1600 kilometers, and then you disappear for so many days. Clearly, that's not the right kind of message to send across to cadres specifically, if not even to voters.
I don't think you'll call him disappearing. He's on a political outreach campaign. His schedule was decided months before that, and he'll be visiting these three countries. He was on the roads and for the vote chori campaign, and I disagree when you say that, you know, it's not being the people are not connecting with it, because what we saw in the Vote Adhikar Yatra was huge mass of people. It was not Congress sponsored or somebody, but there was huge mass of people who were actually coming up and saying and meeting. And every district we had these meetings where people came up and said कि मेरा नाम मृत घोषित में आ गया है. So the Voter Adhikar Yatra has been a huge success. Okay. And the districts that have been led by Voter Adhikar Yatra were, you know, are being covered by Tejasvi Yadav, and his campaign on Kaam Kamai Kisan Karkhana is actually going with everybody. And
चलिए, जब तक राहुल जी यहाँ पर नहीं है तब तक तेजस्वी यादव सारा वो बागडोर संभालेंगे. That's excellent to know. Everything is so lovely and well-oiled between the two. अब उनको CM candidate भी घोषित कर दीजिए आप. Announce him as the CM candidate if he is picking up all the slack of your party. सतीश जी, कांग्रेस से कितनी bargaining power है इस बार? कितने उस पर लड़ रहे हो? कितनी सीटें मिलेंगी उनको? आपको क्या लग रहा है?
Just a moment ago, in your Hindi system, Ranjit Ranjan, Congress's MP, said that they are fighting, they are going for quality seats. So I think they have reached some bit of understanding, but as you rightly said, there's lot to be, you know, there's lot going on behind the scene. There is tension in both the camps. Congress, I think, somewhat will have to settle around 55, 50, 60 seats. But the big fact is that there is no CM candidate for both the Gathbandhans in Bihar election till now.
But this time, will it be critical for the RJD to ensure that they are fighting at least 150 seats?
No, I don't.
Will they be able to get 150 seats to themselves?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I think they will have to climb down a bit because there are a lot of stakes involved for the other parties, and the success of RJD only is there when they settle for some respectable number of seats and they are able to climb down.
But
Okay, so just a small data point. Last time around, the RJD had fought 144 seats and they had got 75. And the feeling was that perhaps if they had managed to get more seats in their kitty, they would have been able to win more. If they contested more, they would have been able to win more. The sore point, of course, was the 70 they gave away to the Congress, which managed to get only 19. They also had given to the left parties a total of 29 seats. Between the CPI-ML, CPI and CPM, they had got 19, 6 and 4 seats each, even though, to their credit, they managed to have a much better conversion rate. Now it's going to be key to see how the distribution happens. Some more reactions coming in. Let's quickly listen in.
आज माननीय चुनाव आयुक्तों द्वारा, जिसमें मुख्य चुनाव आयुक्त भी थे, उनके द्वारा आधिकारिक घोषणा के बाद मैं समझता हूं बिहार चुनाव का आज आगाज हो गया। मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, हालांकि बहुत सारी विसंगतियां रही, आखिरी वक्त तक इसका उद्घाटन हो जाए, उसका रिबन कट जाए, कटे हुए का रिबन फिर से कट जाए। बहरहाल ये सारी शिकायतें तो अब जनता के समक्ष ही होंगी, लेकिन महत्वपूर्ण ये है एक पहलू कि हमें ये ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि हमें इलेक्शन कमीशन के रूप में पुराना रेफरी चाहिए, जो रेफरी की भूमिका में हो, पार्टी न बने। ये महत्वपूर्ण है और हम लगातार इस बात को कह रहे हैं, कोई कितनों बड़े उच्च पद पर बैठा हुआ हो, उसको उसकी सजा मिलनी चाहिए, क्योंकि समाज में जहर बो करके कोई चुनाव जीतने की कोशिश करे, इस प्रक्रिया पर, इस परिपाटी पर विराम लगना चाहिए।
Tuhin Sinha, the opposition continues to, raise these questions on the Election Commission of India. And so this also has become in some ways a litmus test for the Election Commission of India to prove that it's completely autonomous. How do you see this response?
Not at all. Rather, the onus is on the BLAs of these parties. Even the Supreme Court has questioned the BLAs. What exactly are the BLAs of these parties doing? And the way the elections have been streamlined, I don't think there will be more than 1,000 electors per booth. If these people can't manage the BLAs, if these BLAs don't have trust in what Rahul Gandhi says, and not one single formal complaint was filed in the last 30 days, I don't think they should be blaming, all and sundry. I don't think they should be blaming the Election Commission. Just one last point I want to make, since Pooja ji is here, and, I appreciate the honesty of Rahul Gandhi in saying this is an official visit, this is an outreach campaign, and, he has not called it a holiday. I challenge the Congress party. It's been 10 days now. Can you make his itinerary public? Can you tell this country where exactly is the leader of opposition campaigning for Bihar elections and who are the sponsors?
Sorry to interrupt you. Tejasvi Yadav speaking right now.
अफसरशाही, तानाशाही, घोटालेबाजी, जिस हिसाब से इन लोगों ने बिहार की सरकार ने जो दिया है, बिहार के लोग जो है त्रस्त हो चुके हैं, परेशान हो चुके हैं और मुख्यमंत्री अचेत अवस्था में। अब बिहार को मुख्यमंत्री गिड़गिड़ाने वाला नहीं चाहिए, जो शेर की तरह दहराए, उस वैसा जो है सीएम जो है बिहार के लोगों को चाहिए, जो बिहार के अधिकार, हक और बिहार के लोगों के साथ इंसाफ कर सके। ऐसा मुख्यमंत्री बिहार को चाहिए और इस बार सब लोग चाह रहे हैं कि महागठबंधन की सरकार बने और महागठबंधन की सरकार बनेगी और हम सब मिल कर के बिहार के साथ लोगों के साथ सरकार बनाएंगे। और जब तेजस्वी मुख्यमंत्री बनेगा तो कोई बिहार में ऐसा घर नहीं होगा जहां बेरोज़गार हमारे भाई बहनें रहेंगे। तेजस्वी आएगा तो हर एक के हाथ नौकरी और रोज़गार दिलाने का काम करेगा और आने वाला जो बदलाव होगा, बिहार बेरोज़गारी को जड़ से ख़त्म करने का काम होगा। ये उत्सव जो है अब आज से शुरू हो गया है और ये 14 नवंबर के रिज़ल्ट में ये आएगा और बिहार के लोग इस बार तेजस्वी के साथ हर एक बिहारी सीएम होगा, सीएम यानी चेंज मेकर बनेगा। ये हम सब लोग मिलकर के एक सुनहरा, बेहतर, विकसित बिहार बनाने का काम करेंगे।
एक अंतिम सवाल, जिस तरीके से नीतीश जी आज एक के बाद एक कई योजनाओं को अगर देखा जाए एक सप्ताह से उद्घाटन कर रहे हैं।
देखिए, वो करने दीजिए उनको, वो अचेत अवस्था में है। उनकी हरकतों और उनके चीज़ों को हम लोगों ने देखा है। अब वो बिहार चलाने के योग्य नहीं रहेंगे। जो तेजस्वी ने कहा वही ये निकम्मी सरकार जो है, नकलची सरकार जो है, वही चीज़ कर रही है। अपना कोई विजन इन लोगों ने नहीं बताया। बिहार के लोग कह रहे हैं मोदी जी फैक्ट्री लगवाएंगे गुजरात में और विक्ट्री चाहिए बिहार में, ये हरगिज़ नहीं होगा।
तो तेजस्वी की सरकार आ रही है इस बार?
इस बार महागठबंधन की सरकार बनेगी और हर एक बिहारी सीएम होगा, यानी चेंज मेकर होगा। देखिएगा अच्छा।
Tejasvi Yadav there, his first reaction talking about how the current chief minister is not within his senses. Everyone is going to be CM, although his name hasn't been officially declared as the CM face. Pooja Tripathi, would you want to take up Tuhin Sinha's challenge there? BJP wants to know Mr. Gandhi's itinerary.
Why are they so obsessed with Rahul Gandhi? This is beyond my comprehension. I really want to challenge Tuhin Sinha that, I remember in last 2020 campaign, let's go back 5 years because elections have been announced. Prime Minister Modi ji, he has announced from Motihari कि मैं इसी sugar mill का चाय पीऊंगा. So when are we getting tea from sugar from that sugar mill? Also, when are we getting enrolled in OPD of Darbhanga AIIMS? I think Tuhin should concentrate on issues that are impacting Bihar. Rahul Gandhi will very well come to Bihar. He'll campaign in Bihar and his itinerary would be public.
Tuhin Sinha, don't
still
digress.
waiting for the team.
Tell us about Prime Minister's itinerary, not Rahul Gandhi's itinerary.
For that OPD.
हम इसलिए पूछ रहे हैं क्योंकि हम जानना चाहते हैं क्या राहुल गांधी तेजस्वी यादव को मुख्यमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं? वो तो अपने आप क्लेम कर रहे हैं कि वो कैंडिडेट है, मुख्यमंत्री के कैंडिडेट है। क्या राहुल गांधी मानने के लिए तैयार हैं या सीट बंटवारे को लेकर रूठ के चले गए हैं?
सतीश, पहले आप जाएंगे, अब तो इट्स ऑलमोस्ट और किसको मानेंगे? अब तो मान ही जाएंगे ना कि राहुल गांधी हो या कोई और हो कांग्रेस में, मान जाएंगे तेजस्वी को सीएम।
क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्यों नहीं अभी तक माने? Why they haven't agreed for his face? They have paid it in Maharashtra. They failed miserably. Why not? When Tejasvi is considered as a natural hire to Nitish Kumar for last 5 years, why not he has been named as of yet? And he has to come out in open and say, Tejasvi आएगा तो ये हो जाएगा, change maker हो जाएगा,
But Mr. Singh, on the last day of the SIR rally, I remember Tejasvi Yadav himself had to say that I am the chief minister face. So clearly
repeatedly, even in conclaves, he's been asked कि अच्छा जो अगली सरकार बनेगी, said नहीं, हमारी सरकार बनेगी, तेजस्वी यादव मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे. So he has given his own nomination.
But the fact that he's talking about this Bari thing, the fact that 2 Gujaratis are coming, do you think that is a narrative that works in Bihar? Because we've seen this in 2015 as well when Prashant Kishore tried to do that same thing with Mahagathbandhan. Is the Bahari, the outsider aspect, an important part of political narrative in Bihar?
Anything can work anywhere, provided if you work for it. I don't think that Mahagathbandhan, MGB, things are in order. Had they campaigned very aggressively the way they did on this vote chori, they could have gained the momentum and perhaps this kind of what you are talking about could have carried the masses together.
Okay, so at least the issue is there. Is the conviction there that the jury is still out on that? A quick break. On the other side, we get you the voice from Bihar. Our colleague Prabhakar is joining us from Patna. Stay tuned. We're back in a minute.